you, Coastal. It's Tuesday again. It's almost the end of January. Can you believe it? Thank you guys all for being here. We're going to have a great meeting. We have some really fun and exciting things to share. Great progress on our mentee productivity coaching program. So we're really looking forward to hearing updates. We have a great panel for you today. So without further ado, grab your chicken, grab a seat. Chicken, grab your chicken, grab a seat. I see people back there getting chicken, and let's get started. All righty. Sorry, here we go. Maybe. Come on, clicker. Maybe that's what it was. Okay, cool. Welcome to your support team. Thank you guys all so much all the time, even doing behind the scenes stuff. Summer, Dougie, we've got Leslie over here with us in person today. We're excited. We're excited to have her. Proof of life. I'm coming in here. Heavily medicated, but here. So we love you. But just shout out to all the team. We're here to help support you guys. So reach out, please, if you need anything. Shout out to our top producers for the last month. We've got Lester, Kendra. These are individuals. Tammy, Doris, Dolph, SD, Judy, Ronit, Donna, Shelly, and our rising star, Hannah. Big round of applause. Woo! Thanks, man. Then we have our top producers for our commercial. We have Soroya, Doug, Shay, Emma, Sam, and the default group. Big round of applause. Woo! Shout out to our commercial peeps. Great. So we want to welcome up our sponsors for the meeting today. Elite Home Staging, why don't you come on up here? Let's give a big round of applause, a big welcome. Thank you for the chicken. They love it. There you go. Go ahead and just clip that on your lapel for me. And you can stand up here. Yeah, you're good. Just clip it right here. Yep. It's going to be close. And you can stand right here. And then here's the clicker. And then just hit that to go over on your slides. It should be good. Okay.
Hello, everyone. I hope you're enjoying. Is it KFC?
No.
Oh. Okay. So I'm Jennifer. I'm with Elite Home Staging. Have any of you guys heard of Elite Home Staging? Yes. Have you worked with us before? No?
Yeah.
Not yet? Okay. Hopefully we'll start working together. Okay. So Samantha is our CEO and Ashley is my partner. She couldn't make it today, but I handle design and she handles the sale part. So you'll be in contact with both of us if you need any staging services. Why Elite Home Staging? So, oh, I'm so sorry. Why Elite Home Staging? We are the third largest staging company in Los Angeles, and we are running about 5 trucks of inventory a day. We are not, this is not just a job for us. We want to build a relationship. So whenever you need us, we will answer the phone. You can call me on Christmas, Valentine's Day. I'm not sure if I'll get back to you within the hour, but you can call us whenever and we'll be there for you. So as you all know, staged homes do sell faster than not staged homes. According to the National Association of Realtors, professionally staged homes average 17% higher close prices for the sellers, so above asking price. And when sellers spent just 0.5% of the sales price more on the staging services, they saw at least a 6% price difference. This is why I'm here. Mostly. I'm really excited to share this with you guys. Elite Edge. It's a pay out of escrow option. Not a lot of staging companies have that. So it's a pay out of escrow option. Your clients can access up to $50,000 of credit, but not only can they use it for staging, they can also use it for carpet cleaning, painting, and any little thing to get the house prepped. It's based on FICO score at least 680, takes 5 minutes to apply. There's an 1% interest per month on the funds used. We can help with redesign, meaning your client's furniture and our furniture. Partial staging, just the common areas, living room, living room, dining room, and primary. We accessorize the entire house. And full staging, so we stage every single bedroom in the house. Again, dining, family room, if there's family room, outdoor. We also have furniture rentals and furniture buyouts. So if you are also representing the buyer and they love the furniture, they have an option to purchase the furniture.
That's a brand new?
I'm sorry?
Is it brand new furniture?
Some of it is newer than others, but they do get a discount. Yes, that's great.
Great question.
And this is our contact information if you guys want to take a picture of our contact.
Yeah, that's great.
And if you have any questions.
Awesome.
Do you have a minimum charge?
Yes, it starts at 5,500.
Well, and what, can you give us an example of what that might
Great question.
equate to? Like, is that a condo, a small house, certain square footage, certain bedroom?
So that would be, see, it really depends. If it's a condo, it would probably be the full staging. If it's a house, more than 1,200 square feet, maybe it would be the common areas. That's our starting price, but it's not always. We'll work with your sellers. Let's just put it that way. Just give me a call. Like, hey, Jen, I just want the living room. We'll work something out. Okay?
Great question.
So please don't hesitate to call. I had someone call me, the condo was 800 square feet. She just wanted a living room. Living room was really small and one bedroom. And we were able to work with the seller.
Great question.
Mhm.
Where's your warehouse located? So I would imagine you have kind of a radius in which you work.
So our warehouse is in downtown LA, 40,000 square foot warehouse. And we actually don't stay only in LA. We have a girl in Ventura County. I've been in Palm Springs, Joshua Tree, San Diego. Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Big
Mhm.
range. Yeah.
The Valley.
Yeah. How quickly is your turnaround time?
So okay, you call me. If I'm available today or tomorrow, I'll go out, take a look at the property. I'll provide you with a quote within 24 hours. And if we have availability that week, we can get you guys in. But typically we're out 2 weeks. The day we stage, we complete the job in one day.
Okay, great.
And is the staging contract good for how long? What is the period of time that the product?
Great question.
Great, yes. So our contracts are for 3 months.
Percentage fee for each month after?
Yes, there is. So if the staging is 5,500 for the 3 months, you come to me, Jennifer, I need an additional 2 months. Then the 4th month will be, let's say, 1,300, the 5th month, 1,300.
Great question. How about any others? Any other questions? If not, she's going to stick around after the meeting. Big round of applause. Thank you so much for coming. Ask your questions. All right, Alex. So let's hear some. I'll get that from you. We'll pass it off to Alex. There we go. Okay, Alex, give us some good news. Because I saw the next slide and I was like, it's pretty good news.
Yeah, they're low. They keep going. They went down. They're still low.
Woo!
Again, every time these are high credit, decent down payment. But yeah, I'm doing a refi right now at 5.625 for a client that has about 60% equity in their house. So here you go. You got 575, 525, and jumbo just under 6. The Fed's meeting today. It doesn't sound like they're going to reduce rates when they come out and talk tomorrow. But we will see. What else do I got? They're kind of like, they're nervous on jobs, and if they lower rates, that could pump inflation up a little bit. So it's kind of like a confusing place that they're in. But we will hear from the chair tomorrow after the meeting concludes. As you see, interest rates are good. Mortgage applications are up. Banks are getting a little busier. So keep that in mind. I always just like to talk about the deals that I'm working on right now, because I think that that's really helpful. It could kind of put you in a place where you remember, oh yeah, Alex talked about this. So we're doing a deal with Janet right now where her client is buying investment property, just using the rent to qualify for the loan. Remember, you can do a loan just based on the rent if it's an investment property. Really good one. Another one, I'm doing a loan with Mario right now where the client's buying $1 million house with 5% down. $1 million house, 5% down, 50
Wow.
grand. They're getting some seller credit for their closing costs. Great, right? VA files, I'm working on a lot of VA files, veteran borrowers, active duty borrowers, let us know. I'm doing a reverse mortgage right now, right? I'm doing a down payment assistance loan right now. Last one, I'm doing a condo where they have low reserves. They're still fixing their balconies. The point is, Mike and I, our model has such a wide reach. So keep the loans here. We can do it all. And if we can't, we know people that can do it. But 9 times out of 10, 99 out of 100, we're going to find a home for that loan. So keep it in here, leverage us, let us know how we can help. We're teaching a class tomorrow at 11. I hope it's 11 o'clock tomorrow. Okay. Mike and I are teaching a class 11 o'clock tomorrow, down payment assistance. Come hang out. And we hope to see you there. Yes. It's soon. Yeah. End of February. Yeah. That's that Dream for All loan where the state's giving you 20% down up to about a like $800,000 purchase. I did one last year, went really well. So keep that in mind for your clients. We will touch on that tomorrow, right, Mike? Yeah. All right.
I also was talking to Penny and some other people in the room. We're starting to see more people ask for closing costs again in the listings. We're getting a lot of people, concessions plus closing costs. Are you guys seeing that more on your side at all?
Also
I heard you say right. Yeah.
There's houses with 5 or 6 offers on them though at the same time.
Yeah.
Right. So it just depends on the house.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
you know, like this house in Garden Grove, it's a little bit of a fixer that Mario's clients wrote an offer on, so they're getting a little bit of help.
Yeah.
But if it's a super desirable house, you know, unless they, you know, do something with the price. But yeah, I mean, the closing costs help. This offer that Simonetta is writing on this non-warrantable condo, the closing cost help is what's making this deal work, because the rate is higher. I need to use the closing costs to get the rate down to be able to make it somewhat synonymous with a regular style loan where the condo would have been warrantable. So I can explain that to you if that sounds a little confusing, because it sounded confusing coming out of my mouth. But yes, right? Closing cost help goes a really long way, right? $5,000 is $30 a month in the price, but the difference in rate that we can get the client with some closing cost help goes a lot longer. It goes a lot further than just a small difference in the purchase price. So keep that in mind.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks, Alex. Welcome back.
Cheers.
Good to see you too. All right, let's hear from Brandy. Brandy, come on up here, girlfriend. Continuity. It's like brand recognition, continuity.
My hair is getting really mean to me today, so I have Shaka Khan vibes, so I do not have that straight hair.
Shaka Khan.
No, you guys all think I'm just Mexican, but my mother is a black woman, and that's where this hair comes from. So, all right. I want to talk to you guys about escrow and remind you that escrow is a neutral third party. Okay. I got an email yesterday from one of my agents where the escrow officer said, "Hey, I tried to order this report. But I was having problems. I don't think their website works from, you know, my company." And they said, "I have this other company that I really love. I think I'm just going to go ahead and order it with them." Now, my agent, who's a longtime agent, understands how things work, said, "No, let's stick to the contract." Okay. So I'm one of those people, I don't call on escrow companies, right? I don't want escrow companies to order the home warranty or to use me. I have great business relationships with them, but escrow should not be ordering home warranty or NHD. And you should not get mad at your escrow company if they don't order it for you. If the escrow company orders it incomplete, wrong, or not the right thing, who is liable?
Us.
You guys are, right? So when you get confirmations and things like that, you should definitely be reviewing it and make sure it's right. But what the agent said, the agent came back and said, let's stick to the contract, because that's the other thing. Escrow should not be making decisions over what the contract says. There's a reason he chose our company, and just take me out of the equation. Say it was a different company. Sometimes you guys are choosing these companies, either A, you have relationships with them, or B, you know the liability, the coverages, and specific things. There's a reason for why you're doing it. Hopefully you're not choosing affiliates and home warranty companies based on who brings you the best donuts or fried chicken, right? So that's why you're putting these people in your contract. So just keep that in mind. Escrow is a third party, neutral third party, and they should not be making those decisions. If they try to, you need to remind them of that. It's not their job. They don't leave those four corners. They don't know if there's a tankless water heater versus a water heater and things like that. So just really keep that in mind. I just don't want you guys to be held liable. So another thing I just want to remind you guys, I heard somebody talking about today that they have a condo, and the condo doesn't have a washer and dryer, so they weren't going to get washer and dryer coverage. You don't have to do that with a home warranty, okay? So if whether the unit, the house, the condo has a washer, dryer, fridge, whether the seller leaves theirs, or whether the buyer brings their own, whether they buy their own, it's still covered under the home warranty as long as you get that coverage during escrow. So don't opt that out because it's not there right at that time. Okay. All right. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.
Thank you, Brandy. Yeah, thank you. Great points. Thank you very much. All right, Sarah, what do you have for us? She's a welcome committee. There you go, Sarah.
Oh my gosh. Hi guys. I'm kind of piggybacking off of everyone that had something to say today. Alex and I, we scrambled yesterday to get loan docs, not just out and signed for a client leaving the country this morning. So, if we have those heads up, just let us know. It's always good to be communicating with your clients if they plan on taking vacations, going out of town, not being available. Just because that has to get notarized, and it has to be a U.S. notary. And when I looked up their country they were going to, there was no embassy. So we would have been, at least probably 2 weeks delayed on closing if we wouldn't have gotten that done. So again, hats off to Alex for getting that clear to close. That made us get to closing. Again, just a reminder on solar. If you guys have solar, if you have HOAs, if you have city reports, I just had an escrow open that has a land lease. I'm fighting with this attorney to get the land lease docs, things like that might come up, that might delay closing or delay contingencies. Let us know so we can start working on it in advance. If you guys need seller net sheets, let us know. If things change, you need new net sheets, whatever you guys need on that. I will piggyback with Brandy. I had a buyer's agent email me asking me to order the home warranty, and I was like, well, I don't know what's in the house. I've never seen it. I don't know I don't know what's working, what's not working, what you want covered. He's like, well, you have the name of the person and the amount. That's all you need. I was like, oh, again, like you said, how do I know if it's a tankless water heater, a gas water? I have no idea. And then he sure enough sent the buyer a brochure and was like, hey, here's what the options are. Here's how much you have. What do you want to get on the coverage? I mean, it worked out better. Now the buyer knows exactly what's covered. The agent knows what's covered. I have nothing to do with it because I don't even know what's in the house. I've never seen it. So
can I just add something?
yes,
Sarah,
yes.
good about this. She knows that, and she's one of the people I'm talking about that always stays in line. But I had another escrow officer recently. They got the home warranty back, and it only gets sent to escrow to make sure everybody gets paid. Right?
Yes.
So,
yeah.
They got the home warranty back, and they said, "Hey, there's stove coverage in here. The seller didn't request stove coverage. You need to take this off." Well, every single home warranty includes stove. That's nothing we could take off. But they freaked the seller out that the seller was paying for a stove that they shouldn't be paying for. So stuff like that is not being a neutral third party, right?
Yeah.
And that's why we want to make sure that, that stayed out of the situation.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're good. Yeah. Because I'm really here to make sure invoices are paid, right? I'm here to make sure the transition between seller and buyer, all the paperwork's completed, the grant deed, the funds, tax forms, vesting, escrow is only responsible for so many things. And just to make sure things like that, termites, so invoices, I don't negotiate terms, things like that. So just to keep that in mind too. But if you guys have questions on escrow, on the process, you have another escrow that's not with me, but you have a situation, please don't hesitate to call me to ask. I'm happy to like bounce ideas off you or things like that. Anything I can do to help you in your business. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Sorry.
Hey, Zaman. Hey, Zaman, come on up here. What do you got for us, Zaman?
Hi everyone, my name is Zaman. I'm on Doug Thompson's team. I just wanted to quickly come up here and talk about our WFG Key app. It's a NetSheet app. We just rolled this out a couple of weeks ago, beginning of the year. And agents are really loving this, especially if you're doing open houses. So you have this NetSheet on your app and you're able to share the closing costs, what the monthly payment will be right there on the spot. Funny enough, last weekend I was visiting open houses and showing this to agents. Just like you guys, I try to meet more agents and be helpful to at open houses. And so yeah, I was talking to this agent about the net sheet, and her husband was also an agent too. And he was talking to a first-time home buyer, and that person wanted to know what the numbers would look like if she put down 5% and will bring to close. And she wanted to know numbers essentially, and we were able to share that with her right there on the spot instead of waiting until Monday. So that was a really fun thing to see in action. The other really cool thing that I like about this app, yes, it has all the calculators. It has a calculator for every scenario you can think of. One of them is the monthly affordability. This is something I was able to like discuss with my friends. We were watching football last weekend. I had a friend who's like, I don't know how much I can afford. I don't even know where to start. And I was like, well, what are you paying in rent right now? And I just put in the amount that he's paying in rent. And then I clicked compute, and that showed how much buying power he had. And he's like, well, I had no idea. And I was like, if you put, there's a dial on that you can move over. So you can put 10%, 15%, 20%, and it'll show how much he's able to afford. And again, I was able to share that with him on the spot. So yeah, there's a calculator for everything, every scenario. The other really cool one last part I was going to mention is the built-in marketing tool that's already in this. It's just $10 for the entire year if you wanted to use it. All the calculators are free, but the built-in marketing tool is really cool because it's customizes everything to your branding with your picture and everything. So when you share that, it'll just, the potential clients will remember you easily, and they're going home with something that has your branding. And then yeah, one last thing. There's a bunch of marketing stuff that's in there ready to go. There's the 50-year rates. You can just share stuff directly from the app to your social media accounts by just clicking share. And you could share something right away, or you can say, post at a later time. So you can schedule it to post on next week or the following week, so that way you're not posting multiple things in one day. So yeah, the built-in marketing tool, it has some great calculators. If you are interested, you can just scan that QR code right there and it'll download the app. And then just please make sure to select Doug Thompson as your title rep so you can get that discount.
Awesome. Thank you, Zaman. Thank you. All righty. So let's celebrate our closings from the week. It's a light one, but we're still excited to celebrate you, Michelle and Harry. What does that equal? Just under $1 million. Good job, you guys. Great work. Okay, let's take a look at our new inventory on the market. Clear has a listing out in Los Angeles, listed for $668, 1 bed, 1 bath. Andrea, is she here? Around the corner? Do you want to come pitch your listing? Well, why don't you talk about it? Yeah, talk about it a little bit. Yeah.
It's a great buyer. It's been 7 years in the making.
Wow.
There's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears here. And we're in escrow in her replacement property.
Good job. Good work. Thank
you.
you. Thank you for double dutying too. Kendra has a beautiful listing in Long Beach. It's listed just under 1.2, 3 bed, 2 bath. Nicole Byers has a listing on Rialto. It's listed for $669, 4 bed, 2 bath. Miss Penny, we were just talking about this, but still get up and pitch it. Talk about it. Talk about your successes.
Hi, yes.
Talk about what you saw too.
Oh, careful. 2812 Delamo Avenue, Boulevard. I had 65 families in 2 days, and I have 5 offers, just a little bit above list price. I haven't got anything signed off yet, so if you want to show it, I suggest you get your little butt down there today, tomorrow. But it's a cute, traditional Lakewood home, 3 bedroom, 1.5 bath. We painted it, redid the tub, so it is really move-in ready. But yeah, I was really, really shocked at just how many people were coming in. And yes, all the offers are asking for both compensation to the buyer's agent and closing costs for the sellers. So you've really got to, as a listing agent now, you really have to sit down, print out those 3 pages and go through them with a highlighter so you don't miss anything.
Totally. That's such a good point. Thanks, Penny, and congratulations. Because we were talking about that. You're not the only listing agent that's saying that you're seeing that, but we're seeing that more and more. So it's best to prepare our sellers for what that's going to look like. And as a buyer's agent, on the opposite end, just know that's a good tactic that you might want to revisit on a home that's maybe a certain area or a certain market or certain, whatever, because it might be something now that you might be able to negotiate and get through versus 6 months ago, most sellers weren't entertaining closing costs.
It's listed at $799.9. I've got as high as 3 and as low as 2.
Okay, thanks. All right, anything else? Congrats, Penny. Keep us afloat of how it goes. Anything else? Okay, next up. Let's open up to the room. Listings to pitch, buyer needs. Yes. I'm right here. Here, I'll do it, Doug. I'm right here.
I'm Heidi with the Heidi and Leslie team, and we have a listing in Bixby Knolls at 3911 California Street. We're probably not going to go public on the MLS. So if you do want to get a peek at the house, we're having an estate sale this weekend to sell some of the things off. So you can go check out the house. It definitely needs a lot of tender loving care. And if you do have an interested buyer, call me. And 3 bedroom, 2 bath, we're looking at just a little under $1 million. I mean, $1,000,001. So probably like $1,090,000 is what we're looking at price wise. And then we have a 2 bedroom, 1 bath condo down in Lake Forest. It's been on the market for a little while. We just lowered the price to 507, right? How do I say that? I have no idea. 507 points. Comma 500. Anyways, I'm doing an open house this weekend, but if you want to do one on Sunday, let me know. If you want to join me, if you're newer and you haven't done an open house, I'm happy to have you guys join me from 1 to 3 on Saturday.
Awesome. Thank you. Congrats. Who else? You guys, who else? Listing to pitch, buyer needs. Gary. You got it, Doug? Okay.
All right, I've got a listing going live tomorrow in Lake Elsinore. 3-2, just over 1,500 square feet. Beautiful kitchen, gorgeous kitchen. Remodeled bathrooms. Flooring looks great. There's some carpet in the master that or primary that somebody might want to change out. But it'll be open this weekend. And I'm excited because it's my first listing.
Yeah. Woohoo! Gary. All right. Who else? Listings to pitch, buyer needs.
Don't hold back.
Right. All righty. Okay, guys. So we've got some exciting stuff to talk about. Minnie, I'm actually going to need that from you here for the next. Did you see my face? Oh yeah. You guys, well, obviously, Leslie's here. She's back. We welcomed her up because we have some exciting stuff to share with you. Things that her and her team have really been working on very hard to kind of put together for our new agents. If you're here in the room and you're like, this doesn't pertain to me because I'm not in the new agent group, that's not true. We're going to have a good conversation today about the value proposition that we offer as an office. And this is going to help bring everyone else up as well. So without further ado, I'm going to let you take it away. Leslie. Yeah. Leslie. Right.
Don't be fooled specifically by the I'm back. I'm here today and I'm leaving right after.
Yeah.
And then I'll be working remote for probably all of 2026. So a lot of you have been inquiring, so I'll just let you all know I have a bulging herniated disc that is reappeared since my surgery in 2021, and I am waiting surgery again for fusion. So I will be getting some wonderful rods and pins, and I'm going to be bionic after this.
Oh, super bionic woman.
Super bionic. God help me.
Yeah.
So we've been working really hard on revamping the whole mentor program, right? I've now been in this position for 2.5 years. And what I've kind of discovered is that there's a lot of very consistent concerns coming from the mentees. So I spent about 9 months trying to figure out how to revamp the program in a way that we can make it a more cohesive feel for everybody, right? Everybody coming through would get the same experience because they have access to all the mentors, as opposed to in the past where you were assigned one mentor. And, you know, there was no real regulation between mentors. So everybody was kind of having a different experience, right? We all have different expertises. We focus on certain things in business. And if you got kind of stuck with one mentor, but that didn't really align with what you felt your business model might be, you were feeling like there was something lacking. So I'm hoping that in this new model, everybody's going to feel like they're getting the same experience. You have access to all 4 of us. That's myself, Drake Cruz, who unfortunately can't be with us today, Brandy Adair, who's in the back, and then Angel Robledo is new to the group, and he's going to be one of our peer mentors. So one of the things that Angel and I put a lot of time into is a program called Trello. And what we did is we created checklists for you mentees, right? So anybody who's part of the program, we are providing this to you free of charge, okay? So in this, you have a business, you have a checklist for your buyers and you have a checklist for your sellers.
Don't we take your phone or you?
No, I'm
okay. Okay.
So in here, when you come in, this is what the initial table looks like, okay? And this one here is your buyer's checklist, and you'll see it up at the top, okay? Now, here's your identifier, and when you open up this card, these are called lists, and this is called a card. When you open up this card, you'll see kind of, you know, the welcome to the program and all of our contact information. So if you need to reach one of us, it's easily accessible in here if you don't have our numbers already, okay? On this list here, we've created a bunch of these kind of colorful tags. So if you're anybody, if you're like me, I like organization. When I look at things, I want to be able to quickly identify what it is, and this is a good way. This is a good example. If I have a mobile home client, I would use this template, and it says here, this card is a template. It's identified with this purple tag. If I had a 1031 exchange, I would come in here, in which case that's identified with this kind of golden tag, right? Standard sales, those are going to be your condos, your SFRs, your townhouses, right? Your PUDs. So you'd come in here and you would create an additional card for your client. That's what this little test file card is, okay? This is the new client. As soon as you copy this template, it automatically moves it to your buyer leads. And now you can track your buyers in real time, right? You can come in here. There is 61 check boxes in that card. And when you come in and you look at it, if you can click to the next one, Hallie.
Sure.
Let me back up real quick. Oh, go back.
Go back to the one. Sure.
This one right here, when you scroll down in this list, we're working on these down here, okay? We're going to have a sample Google Drive for you. So when you go in there, let's say none of the mentors are available and you're in a mad panic and you got to write an offer and it's after hours. If you go into this drive, and remember, it's currently under construction. When you go into this drive, you're going to be able to see where's the RPA. And in there, you're going to have an RPA that's broken down in images with these red arrows telling you what to fill out. And it's going to even explain to you why. This is your contingency section, right? So these are your timelines that you have to adhere to. It's a standard of 17, but you may want to change it. You're going to be able to see all of those things so that you have access to everything imaginable should not one of the 4 of us not be available. Okay. We're going to have a YouTube library that I'm putting together, and it's going to be similar to this, but video version, right? I'm going to walk you through an RPA. I'm going to explain things to you so you could come in here and you could watch the videos if that's your method of learning. Aside from that, we have this blueprint app. I'm going to explain that in a little bit. And then we're creating a spreadsheet that has a whole list of vendor resources. So you're at an open house and somebody says, you know what, I really need a plumber. I live down the street. Be that person who can provide them a plumber. Come into this vendor resource, get their contact information, let them know you'll send it to them, and then come in here and take some of the vendors. Most of them come through this office. Some of them are referrals from other agents in this office. So nobody on this list should be somebody that nobody's ever used, right? It's not my neighbor from next door because I get some sort of connection. It's always going to be somebody that has been used through our office. Okay, so if you can click. All right, so when you come into the initial card, we've got a bunch of information. Just above this, you're going to have all of your client details, right? John Smith, here's his phone number, his email, all that kind of good stuff. I've literally created a buyer questionnaire for you. So if you are brand spanking new and you don't even know what kind of things to talk to your buyer about, you come in here. Hey, what's your desired location? Do you have a preferred home type? How many bedrooms and bathrooms do you need? What's the square footage you're looking for? Literally everything you can think of. We've got finance in here. We've got timeline and motivation. Super important in sometimes closing the deal and getting your buyer to take action, right? So we've created that for you in here. If you have your own, fantastic. If you don't, come in here. So beyond this, if you click, is a literal checklist. And you can see as you check off the tasks, it crosses them off the list. And this is your buyer prequal, and it gives you a description. These are the items you should be working on completing once you've identified a potential buyer and prior to your showings. When you complete this checklist, the next checklist is going to be regarding how to set up your showings. Beyond that, it's going to be how to put together your offer. Beyond that, it's going to be what you do when you're under contract, right? And it takes you all the way to the end. If you'll click, okay, all the way to post-close. So you've already closed escrow, and here are some touches that you can do for your client, right? Call 1 week after the close. See how things are going. Check to see that everything's in working order. Remind them if they have a possible home warranty. Hey, don't forget you got that home warranty if you got any issues, right? Send an email. Ask for that 5-star review. That's so important for us, right? We need to have those reviews to be able to promote ourselves afterwards. Call 1 month after closing. Confirm everything's still working. Remind them of that home warranty again. You know, we close the deal and then we forget. We just moved on to the next person, right? We have to keep touching them because where are your referrals going to come from? That client who had a fabulous experience, right? Even beyond that, hey, plan for Christmas if they celebrate, right? I even gave you a tip. I usually send a personalized ornament from Etsy. On the front, it has a picture of a house, usually just the street name and the year. On the back, my brand. So guess what? No matter how much that thing costs, it's labeled with me. I get to write it off, right? Don't forget, gifts $25, but if it's branded, it's marketing and you can write off whatever it is. So that blueprint app that I was talking about, I worked hard to create this thing. This is my little baby, okay? You can put this thing on your phone. You can have it accessible to you no matter where you go. You can put the link on your laptop. When you come in here, you have access to me, right? So if you don't have my information handy, you come in here and you click on either text or email and you can contact me. Outside of that, you click on the Access Coaching menu and it's going to take you to a list of things. So we have a 100 days checklist. We're going to introduce this app to the agents as soon as they onboard with us so that they can in real time keep track of where they are in the onboarding process. We have business planning, lead generation, the 42 touch plan, objection handling, and consultation guides. So if you click forward, this is an example. This is your first 100 days. And again, it is a literal checklist, okay? And it's specific to you. So when you check off these boxes, it's going to stay there and you just keep working through the list. Brokerage and licensing, it's important. If you don't onboard, you can't do anything, right? Personal branding and marketing. And you'll go through the list and there's 72 tasks in here that you need to complete in the first 100 days. And it tracks you. It says you've completed 3 of 72 and it gives you a little training progress bar up there. Okay, click to the next. Here's an example of the lead generation tab. It'll explain to you the importance of lead generation. And then when you go through, you'll see these different little squares at the bottom. Click again, Halley. There's 30 items in here. You have 0 excuses to lead generate. 0. I don't want to hear anybody say, I don't know what to do. I can't find a client. I don't know how to find them, right?
Don't worry about it.
Okay, we'll get your question in a minute.
Yeah.
So you can come in here and figure out which of these lead generation models feels good to you, right? Because a lot of them aren't. But remember, if you're feeling uncomfortable, you're probably headed in the right direction. You come in here and you click on one of these, and then it's going to take you to the actual tool model. And every one of them is going to tell you, what is your time commitment? And what is my investment level? So if you are a brand new real estate agent who is flat broke, which is typically the case, you want to come through and you want to look for the ones that have low financial commitment, right? Maybe it's just your time. Maybe it's just a phone call, right? Maybe the expenses you paying for a dialer or paying for a list, right? Minimal expenses is what you're going to want to look for. This one is on seminar hosting. Gary, this one was for you. Okay. So in here, it tells you you're looking at a time commitment of roughly 10 to 15 hours. That's from start to finish. You got a lot of planning in there, right? So you got to plan the event, host the event, and then touch afterwards. It tells you, here's your detailed action plan. These are the things that you should be doing in the process of planning this event. Hallie, if you can click.
Yep.
And then each one of them will also have a coach pro tip. So this is how to like take things to like the next level. Okay. So there should be zero excuses for anybody who's new to the program, right? And most times, more often than not, it's always, I see you guys and you're just kind of like doing busy work, but you're not actually doing productive work. So the whole goal is to get you through this program as quickly as possible, right? Because once you leave the program, that's when you get to really make money. You go out there and you just acquire clients. Click. Okay, this is an example of the objection handling. This is the one I was talking about, right? So it tells you the importance of mastering it. And same thing, you choose, am I looking for buyer objections or seller objections? You're at an open house and somebody comes through, click, and it's a buyer. We've listed probably 25 of the most common objections in here, right? So you choose the one like, we already have an agent, and it's going to give you 3 responses. So now your person has walked away, you quickly scramble, you open up your app, you go in there and you look up the objection so that when the next person comes in and you're met with that objection, you know how to converse with them, right? You now have a starting point to continue the conversation, not stand there staring at them, right? In sheer panic. So, and if you don't feel good about any of these, click the button and it'll give you 3 more. And if you don't like that, click the button and it'll give you 3 more. So we've really tried to find ways to make life easy for you guys. Finally, you're going to start to see these flyers on our doors, okay? And every one of them is highlighted by the person who's in that particular office. Now, what I want you to know is we have all been in the business for many years. We can talk to you about just about any topic, but does that mean that I am the best person to speak to regarding that subject matter? Not necessarily, right? So what we've done is we've created areas of expertise for each one of us. So does that mean that you can't come to Drake and talk about probate because it's not on his list? Absolutely not. If he doesn't know something, he's going to point you to one of us anyways, right? But this is a starting point for your conversations. If you want to know about Veterans and Heroes, Popeyes events, open houses, we all know if you have a question about open house, you better be going to Drake, right? Social media, nurturing your database, and niche markets and farming, go to Drake. That is the place that he thrives in, right? If you have questions about other topics, look for them and then come and talk to us. And if these 3 aren't available, call me. You know, I'm going to have answers for you. And if I don't, I'll find them for you, right? So this is not a restriction of you can only speak to him about this. This is a guideline of if you want information on that topic, that's going to be the pro for you. So go there. Anybody have any questions? I know Ileana did, right?
Yeah, well, probably it looked like maybe she was looking for contact info. But first off, you guys, big round of applause to Leslie. I know that if you're a mentee sitting in this room, like, oh no, how do I use this technology? Don't worry, there's gonna be plenty of trainings for you guys coming up to walk through the process and to take a look at what that looks like. But it's such an important approach because you're putting systems in place, whether you're a brand new agent or even closed 1 or 2 transactions, it's going to help you not miss a step, right? It's going to help you not miss a beat. So we wanted to welcome up our mentors and productivity coach, of course, to come up and speak on a panel because I've got some questions for them. So Ms. Brandy, I know Mr. Drake couldn't be here with us, but he's here in spirit. And then, of course, we have Angel, you guys. So round of applause. Welcome them on up here. Here, I'll give you one more chair here. I assume Leslie was going to sit in her chair. So you guys, I mean, introduce yourself. Got it, real briefly. Tell me who you are, how long you've been with KW, and just kind of let people know what you do. So Leslie, you can kind of start off.
I'm Leslie. I'm your productivity coach. I have been here with KW since 2019. I became a mentor in year 3 and the PC in year 4. I did leave very briefly for 2 weeks and realized, shame on me, that was a mistake, and I came right back.
We're glad to have you back, Les.
Hi, Brandy Adair. I've been with KW since 2017, and I've been a realtor since 2001. I have been mentoring or in leadership pretty much my whole life since high school, or actually elementary. So I have tons of experience.
Oh, awesome. I just realized you and Angel are matching too. It's cute. I'm like, yeah.
That was not planned.
I'm like, I missed mine. I should wear mine.
Hello, everyone. My name is Angel Robledo. I joined KW and got licensed in 2023. And in terms of leadership, I mean, this is the first time that I'm becoming, part of the leadership here in this office. But I would say that throughout the course of my life, I've always been a teacher, whether if it's soccer, when I used to be in boxing, or whether if it's previous jobs, I've always liked teaching people. And that's something that I've recently learned being here in this office as well, which is why I've been given the opportunity to be part of this program.
And shout out to you, Angel. I think we're the only office in the area that has a peer mentor. And I thought that was such a good concept to share with our group because it's someone who's recently been through all this stuff, has had great success, moved on, saw what worked, what didn't work. And I think it's just really approachable. So I'm just excited for you. So thank you for coming in and sharing. Good. Okay, cool. Well, let's start off. So you guys just introduce. So let's talk about what a highly productive week looks like. So what did a highly productive week look like when you first started in real estate versus what does it look like now? And feel free to just jump in and answer. We don't need to go in order or whatever. Just feel free to hop in. What did it look like in the beginning? What does it look like now?
I think what I thought was highly productive in the beginning was a lot of busy work, quite honestly, right? I was spread thin. I was doing a little of this and a little of that and a little of this. And I don't really think it was very productive. I think I was really fortunate in the beginning when business was kind of falling into my lap, but I don't necessarily know that it was related to the activities I was doing. Now, as the years have gone by, I've realized that less is really more, right? I focus specifically on a few little niches that, I've aligned very well with, and I've just kind of run with that. And I think that that model has really worked for me personally. And I think that the business that I have gotten, I feel is reflective of the activities that I've been doing. So, just kind of remember, busy doesn't always mean productive, right? Think about what the tasks are that you're actually engaged in.
Most top agents are not the master of all types of lead gen. It's like they master 1, 2, maybe 3, and then you're so much more focused, right? That's a common problem that we have, whether you just started or you've been here for years. People get distracted by too many things, right? I think that's a really good point.
It's like shiny penny syndrome.
Yeah. It's like, I need a transaction. I don't care where it's coming from. And in reality, maybe focusing on one direction might yield you better results, right? And getting better at that skill.
I think for me, I started my career for personal reasons. I wanted to flip. So I spent most of my time doing classes. And so I spent just an enormous amount of time going to classes all the time, not really doing anything lead gen related. And so now that has shifted where I still don't do as much lead gen as you're supposed to, but I do attend Bold every year and I get all of my contacts there. And then I work those leads throughout the year. And then more recently, I have also been doing dedicated time to lead gen. So
if only we could get paid to sit in class.
That's how it's.
Could I earn a percentage of commission just for sitting in class? But I think it's so true. It's like, we want you guys to come to classes. We're not saying don't come to class. We're saying when you sit here, go out and then do the things that you just learned in the class, right? I think that's the real key part. Learn, but then still put that into practice.
Yeah,
right?
and then to answer the second part of the question, which I forgot about, was what does a highly productive week look like? It would be writing contracts. So how many buyer representation agreements did I get signed? How many listing agreements did I get signed? I could be on the phone all day long, spending 8 hours trying to lead gen, but if I'm not actually converting that into something, it's not really productive.
Yeah. Oh, it was great. I designed my open house flyer and my new business cards, and I went to a bunch of classes. It's like that's doing something, but is that productive? That's a good question. Yeah. Did you want to touch base on that at all, Angel?
Yes. So for me specifically in 23 and 24, I was just like most agents where we're taught this, we're taught that, and I'm just blindly following everything without having an actual system. And so coming into 2024, I didn't get a single transaction. And, I always questioned myself, well, I'm doing this, I'm doing the things that I'm supposed to be doing, but why am I not actually getting anything? And so 25, I decided to shift my focus a little bit more and I took out I think it was a total of like 6, 7 high producing agents out to coffee or breakfast, and I would just, pick at their brains, what's been working for you, what hasn't. And so something that I took some golden nuggets from each and every single one of them, but something that I've learned there in that moment was that everybody had something in common, and that's systems. And that's what I was lacking 24 because I was just blindly doing everything over and over again and not actually getting anywhere. I wasn't actually using command the way I was supposed to. That's our CRM. We're supposed to follow up with our people. And so coming into 2025, not only was I able to get my 1, 2, 3 transactions to graduate from the mentorship program, but I was able to get a total of 7 for the year. And so, now going into this year, I'm now one of the things that's also helping me as well is self-reflect on the last week of the past month of the past year. What's been working for me then and what's working for me now? What wasn't working for me then and what isn't working for me now? And so for me, what a successful week looks like, I'm a very big visual person. So I like highlighting all the people in my pipeline. And, we're told, the grade A, grade B, grade C, and grade D people, I like visually seeing that. How can I get these grade D people to become a grade C? How can I get these people to become a grade B and a B to A? And so I'm very big on Jeremy Minor, and so I've also focused in the last 6 months my scripts and more of like deep driven psychological questions, so that way so that way I can dig deeper and have people want to have a conversation with me rather than, for an example, being at an open house, giving them all the information. They're not going to want to have a follow-up conversation with me then. So my mindset is always I give just enough to spark enough interest for you to want to have another conversation with me. And so that's what's been helping me a lot.
It's a huge shift when most people get their license and then you see this like gear turn off in their head that's like, ooh, I need to look at this a different way. And lots of times they're hesitant because they're either fear of failure or lack of funds or feeling like that they can't sustain and keep going long enough in order to get in production. So they tend to overcomplicate things and go, how can I make turning into a flyer somehow a 2-day activity, right? So speaking of like overcomplicating things, do you guys see anything being overcomplicated in the real estate industry? And if so, what are some of those things and how could we simplify them?
I think for me, the number one thing and the number one thing that I also see in common in not only the program, but also just agents in general is the follow-up system. A lot of us like to go lead generate, but we don't implement an actual system to follow up with these people. And so we're told multiple times, and not just in this office, but also outside in other offices as well, it's a numbers game. And that's absolutely true. But what I've also noticed as well, that it's also a skills game. So not only go out and talk to 120 people because, Fritz is the one that says it, right? For every 120, there's a transaction. But if you can really bring skill into the game, maybe the 120 is really 90 for you and 80 for this other person. So for me, it's that as well.
Good. Yeah, really good points.
I agree. And I would say getting on the phone, I think people overcomplicate it by getting nervous about what are scripts, so throw the scripts away, like at least read them so you know the thoughts that go into those conversations, but come up with what do you really want to say, keep it simple and have a conversation because it doesn't have to be that hard to make those calls every day.
Yeah, it's like we don't need to spend time setting up Mojo. if you're not truly actually dialing that many people at once, right? Like I know we had a great session yesterday. Heidi just like kind of pulled that up and started calling and stuff. And it's like you can't overcomplicate it. You almost have to simplify it and just go, I'm just picking up the phone. I'm going to say what I'm going to say. And if I know what to say, great. And if I don't, that's okay. I have something to work on.
Yeah,
Great
no,
point.
I 100% agree with what Brandy is saying. I think you all overcomplicate the lead gen, right? Like whether that's door knocking or getting on a phone or being at an open house. Don't worry about it. Just get your butt out there because
Yeah.
it's going to be ugly for a little while. Like honestly, right? You're going to be flailing around.
And that's okay.
Sometimes you're going to look stupid. Who cares? You know what? They're not going to call you anyways, and you're never going to see them again. So, but you know what? You probably learned something from it that you can move on to carry into the next conversation.
Yeah.
Right? If you focus so much on the scripts, this is the other thing too. I personally feel like when somebody calls me and I can tell they're reading from a script or that they've memorized the script, I'm not even interested in speaking to them. But if somebody's got the hustle and it's ugly and they're just trying to like scramble through a conversation, I can at least appreciate that in them. And I might entertain the conversation even if I don't want the stuff, just so that they can practice, right? At the end, it's still going to be a firm no. But you know what? I gave them the opportunity to at least get through whatever it was that they were trying to say. So break past that fear. Like you have to just know this business is a lot of fear hurdles, quite honestly, right? It's the fear of picking up the phone. It's the fear of knocking on the door. It's the fear of opening the door at an open house, right? All of these fears are never going to go away until you just do it. Follow the Nike model and just do it, honestly.
Obviously, yeah, just wait 1 second. We're going to get through here, Albert. So obviously, closing transactions, a great way to measure success, right? Like, yay, I've got a closing, I'm closed, or I'm through I'm through the mentee program. Let's say you're not closing things yet. What's some good metrics, or what are some of the things that I would look for to say that what I'm doing is on the right track?
I mean, I think it's your conversations, right? Hands down. Because if you're not having conversations, you're not going to get another escrow. So it's just like Angel said, right? 120 contacts before you get a contract. So if you've only had one contact today and you didn't speak to anybody tomorrow, your numbers suck. Figure it out and have more conversations. And those conversations, you have to remember too, I personally don't think that the conversations have to be, I picked up the phone and I knocked on the door. Maybe it's a conversation at your kid's play date, right? Maybe it's a conversation after a PTA meeting. Maybe the conversation is at the grocery store, right? Drake is a huge proponent of wear your stupid badge everywhere because it brings conversations. And it's not wrong, right? I have worn these KW shirts and my name tag, and I've been at the grocery, and the person behind me will strike up a conversation, right? Did it lead to something? Not necessarily, but could it? Absolutely. So don't think of your real estate model as only doing those particular tasks. You're going to go out and you're going to talk to the entire world, and somebody in that space is going to need business. And hopefully it'll be you because you were the one that they engaged with.
Great one. Yeah. Yeah. Elba, yeah, go ahead. Ask.
Yes. Campos, correct. Nice to meet you.
Trello is an app, right? Trello?
Yes.
Trello is an application that we will give you and we will train you on.
Yeah, and the blueprint is
It's
another
also
app too.
it's also an application.
Great questions.
So
Yeah.
people actually from the blueprints, the buyers or sellers were talking in there.
No, this application is for you to use.
And it will help
Right.
with your tracking.
Yeah,
So
it
what
will.
we're talking about right now is the tracking what you're doing. It will help you to track what you're doing. Yeah.
And side note, plenty of training that we're going to have on that. Plenty of training. Good questions. Good questions. Yeah, Brandy, go ahead.
So we just talked about it in class today. Track all of it. How many open houses? How many people came through? How many contracts did you write? How many calls did you make? So track all of your numbers, because then if you're doing actual real work and we can look at it and you're not getting a result, then maybe it's what are you saying? How are you saying it? And we can help you through that. So track all of it.
That's a great one. Yeah. Yeah.
Touching on tracking, for me, what that looked like was, and this is mainly focused on open houses and also my quarterly calls. It's always been, okay, this is going to be my script. I'm going to use this script for Saturday or Sunday, right, for a month. How many people respond to me, how many people actually lead to a follow-up conversation, how many people actually land a consultation with me. And then I'll switch it up to a different script the following weekend or the following month. This is the script I'm going to use. Which one of these worked better? Which one didn't? So when we talk about tracking, it doesn't always necessarily mean just transactions. It could be something as little as just a simple conversation, like Leslie was saying as well.
From your perspective, what makes somebody coachable?
Let's give it a
Let
listen.
her get it out.
Yeah, what makes someone, from your guys' perspective, what makes somebody coachable? What makes someone coachable?
I think you all know me and I have no filter. The coachable person is going to be the person who can take the advice or the criticism and not be defensive about it. Like, honestly, right? When we go through this business, it's rough, right? And if you can hear what the four of us have to say to you, because we're looking out for your best interest, right? We're telling you how to master your business. So if you can take that piece of advice or that criticism or that comment that we've made to you and not be butthurt about it, you're going to be better off for it. And then turn around and actually take action and implement what we told you. Like, that's really what great coachable material looks like, right? And get into like good habits, right? A lot of you, it's hard to train you because a lot of you have never been like in an office environment. You don't know how to navigate a computer, right? You don't know how to log into an app. Forget using applications that are beyond what's on your phone, right? Like it's just not in your wheelhouse, and that's okay. Some of you don't even know how to take notes. Oh my gosh, I've had conversations with people where they're taking notes on a piece of paper in every direction with notes that were already on there from probably 5 other conversations. And in my head, all I'm thinking is, you're not going to know what any of that said when you actually need it. Have a notebook that's specific for whatever that task is, right? And be intentional about your notes. Take them so that they're like in an orderly fashion, right? Maybe label them so you know what this content was about, right? Hey, this was an RPA conversation we had. This was a buyer consultation conversation we had. Because if you're just writing miscellaneous things, you're not going to know what any of it is. But most importantly, be willing to take the advice.
Good points. Good points. Brandy.
I think anytime you have coaching involved with something, it's gonna be who can listen, take direction, follow instructions, and then practice. And then get better from there and repeat.
I love that. Repeat is super important.
Yeah.
I mean, my response is no different than Brandy's and Leslie's. For me, it's the same thing as well. If you can take the information, walk away from the class, and actually implement it, that to me is someone who is coachable.
Yeah. Taking action is really important, I think. Being open to feedback, asking questions when necessary, taking action. Like, I think those are all big key qualities. So we're running at the end of our time, you guys. Anything else that you want to share? Last thoughts with the group, things like that you want to leave them with?
As a newer agent, my mindset is always keeping my expenses as low as I can for as long as I can. You'll thrive enough soon enough.
Yeah. Good one. Thank you, Angel. Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
And I'm there whenever you guys need me. If you just call or text and set up an appointment, if you need some one-on-one time, I'm there for you guys.
Awesome. Thank you, Brandy. Leslie, any last thoughts?
For me, it's just the importance of time blocking. If it's not on your calendar, it doesn't exist. So start getting into that good habit. And that time blocking also has to incorporate your personal life, right? And everybody's in a different position, but you newbies, try to really time block first for your business and then for your personal life. Eventually that will shift. But if you don't, you're never going to have business.
That's great. You guys, big round of applause for our panel. Thank you. I am so excited. James, we're going to keep you till next week. Yep, we'll have you go next week. All right, let's take a look at our upcoming classes. So, board game happy hour happening on Thursday at 4 o'clock here at the office. Mike's going to be here. We're going to have beverages. You guys, we're going to get really competitive about board games. So if you like playing and maybe are a little competitive, you probably want to show up and roll up because we have some real fun games that we're going to play. So here at the office this Thursday at 4 o'clock, Simon's going over the RPA again. Perfect timing because it's getting ready to change in the next couple months to add in the fun little disclosure about the referrals and stuff like that. So get to know it now. If you guys are new agent, definitely don't want to miss that happening on Friday at 10:30 on Zoom. Our KW Cares team meeting and football luncheon. So first of all, Summer did put me in a Chargers jersey, and I had to remind her that I'm such a fair weather Seahawks fan. There was a lot of crap talking at the ALC table, let me tell you. And they said, Halley, we didn't know you were a Seahawks fan. I said, because my team hasn't been to the Super Bowl in over a decade. So nobody knows about it. But real excited, you guys, this next team meeting. Not only do we have a special speaker, we have Richard Schulman from the region coming to speak. Richard himself is one of the top teams in all of Los Angeles. Yes, Richard Schulman's coming. Yes, Richard Schulman. Schulman is coming, yes. And we're having our famous Drake pizzas for our KW Cares event. So you guys remember, it's $20 for your own personal pizza, but that goes towards KW Cares. That's helping our agents. It's helping the people. Like when we had the wildfires happen, they came out and helped. So pre-order your pizza ahead of time, so that way we can make sure that you have one. It's ready for you. We won't have very many extra on the day of, you guys, so make sure you order them ahead of time. It's going to make it a lot smoother. But wear your favorite football stuff, jerseys, shirts, hats, whatever it is. I won't shame any 49ers fans that walk in here. So you will also be welcome at the team meeting. But it's going to be a fun week. So make sure you guys come. You're going to love hearing Richard. Just a reminder, Miss Karen's coming up too. Going to talk about social media. She's putting that class together also February 4th. Without further ado, thank you guys very much. Have a good rest of your week. Yes, thank you. Oh.